Welcome back. You're still watching Morning Rush on Metro Television. This morning we are coming to have a discussion and we are focusing on the operations of the Ghana National Fire Service, the operations in this year 2022, how it has been, and also our guest will be educating us on how to take care of ourselves in this festive season. And today our guest is ADO2 Alex Kinete. He is he's a PR team member from the Ghana National Fire Service PR headquarters. Welcome, Alex.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you back.
It always feels home being at Metro TV.
That's good. Let's talk about 2022. How has the year been for the Ghana National Fire Service?
Well, the year 2022 has been an interesting year for us. We've had fires, quite a lot of fires, but comparative to 2021, I would say it's been better. Okay. Meaning that people are adhering to our safety, our fire safety education, just like you've given us a platform. Also, I would say we've been able to work even on ourselves more by recording much more salvaging. Salvaging has to do with being able to rescue people, properties, or even adjoining properties around fires. We've been able to, we've recorded a high salvaging rate. And so this year has been quite interesting. We've had a fire at Kantamanto. We had a fire at Opera Square. We had some severe home fires, domestic fires. But thankfully, our men have been on top of their games, and we're hoping that 2023, due to the platform that has been given us by many media houses and the extensive education we've embarked on, we're hoping that we'll record much lesser fires in 2023. Okay.
At the beginning of 2022, what were some of the things Ghana National Fire Service set out to do, things they wanted to embark on, and so far so good? Were they able to do it? How are things now?
Okay, so this year, setting out, we were very much hopeful to have a reduced number of fires. Because obviously, we also want to rest. So if there's less fire, we also get to rest. And we also get to be saved the trauma of having lost your properties. And so thankfully, we've been able to achieve that. We're also hoping to have much more response, an appliance that can be able to attain a higher heights, looking at the fact that we are having a lot of high-rise buildings springing up, especially in Accra. We've been able to procure 2 hydraulic platforms, which can go as much as, I think, about 12 or 15 feet. Oh. Yes, and it will be commissioned tomorrow by His Excellency the Vice President, Dr. Baumia, at our training school. We have 2 of that. We also have a rapid intervention vehicle that, as compared to the big fire tenders, this is a much smaller pickup that is able to respond quickly and is able to maneuver through traffic. So that one will also be commissioned tomorrow. So looking ahead, I would say that we are looking at minimizing response time, where initially it would probably take about 8 to 10 minutes for us to get there. We're hoping to minimize the response time to hopefully 3 to 4 minutes. Okay.
All these things that you set out to embark on, was it only for Greater Accra, or it was supposed to be across the 16 regions in Ghana?
It's across the 16 regions, especially with the response time. It's something that's across the 16 regions. But then, obviously, it starts from somewhere and eventually gradually spreads. So we are intensifying it mostly at the fire-prone areas like Accra, Tema, and Kumasi. These are where we record loads of fires. So we are piloting these activities from these areas, and then gradually would spread it to all
other places. In as much as you are trying to protect Ghana, the community, what are some of the challenges the Ghana National Fire Service itself faced this year?
Well, this year, it's been this one is a funny one. Our hydrants, unfortunately, we found one of our hydrants in someone's shop at Kantamanto.
Really?
In someone's shop.
Is it that you went for the shop? Is it that you went for an assignment and you left it there?
No, we don't. The hydrants are built. They are built there, and so it's up to the municipal assemblies to make sure that these vital installations are protected. But I don't know who gave that shop owner the clearance, but he had built a shop on top of the hydrant. So the hydrant was actually in a shop. And when we got to Kantamanto and there was fire, and we were trying to look for means of water, then someone said, oh, it looks like we know one hydrant. We had to go and open the person's shop. Then we saw the hydrant inside the shop. You see, and then people were, honestly, and people were proud saying that, hey, when the fire service came, I wanted to beat them, I wanted to attack them, but they've forgotten that be each other's keeper.
Yeah.
Make sure that the source of water that will help us fight and protect
have an effective work.
You know, yes, you should protect it.
You should protect.
You know, because obviously our tender is a container. It can contain just a certain amount of water.
Yeah.
If it runs out, we would have to go and replenish and come back.
That's what most people don't really know. They see the big tank.
They think it's all water.
They think it's all water, but it's not so. You explained sometimes that it's divided into three chambers.
Yes.
Into chambers.
We have chambers in it, and you see we have, apart from what I think the last time I mentioned, apart from fires, we embark on safety, on rescue. We embark on rescue and rescue operations and even extrication when people are trapped.
Yeah.
And all these tools that we use to fight, all the we used in the performance of our duties, are all in the tender. So the tender
might look big, but
the water might just be like the middle.
In the middle.
So that's why if you watch foreign movies, they have a reliable water system. You know, where immediately they get to the hydrant system.
Yeah.
So immediately they get to a fire scene, they just ship their hoses in the hydrant and get direct water supply. So no matter how long the fire is raging, there's always constant supply. They don't have to now move to go and replenish and come back. You know, so if people are either each other's keeper and make sure that our hydrants are protected, then we can be able to serve you better.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
So that's one thing our hydrants being encouraged on. Also, accessibility is a problem. Kantamanto, that day when I was even going for the fire, I had to park my car at Adabraka and pick Okada there. Because you can imagine that there's no access route to get to a fire scene over there. So imagine a big tender like ours over there. Accessibility is a problem.
It's less,
People just, you know, they just park their things in the middle of the road just to sell.
Yeah.
So if there's fire, our men have
it's difficult for you to maneuver and get to where the fires. Yeah.
You know.
Alex, let's talk about December. In December, there are so many festive activities, and there are so many shows. One of the shows that we went and it caused trouble was the Wizkid. But one thing I realized is that we had security personnel there. One of the security personnel was fire service, which was a great one. Yes. I think this year, security personnel, yourself, ambulance are really doing a great job. In December, what are some of the problems, the challenges you face, and how do you overcome all those things?
Well, you see, December is a time where we all celebrate. You know, we all make merry. People have families over to cook jollof, and then
only jollof.
And then maybe pound fufu and all.
So far there's chicken,
you know, barbecue and all.
Yeah.
So barbecue, for instance, you'd have to know how best to dispose of these coal.
Coal, yeah.
You know, you keep kids away from gas. You know, December also is a time where kids are on vacation. So today, for instance, I really wanted to concentrate on fire safety at home, especially for kids, because December, all the kids are at home.
Yeah.
And unfortunately too, December is when we record a lot of prank calls from kids. You know, and it's very unfortunate because people will say they've called fire service and they're not getting through to us. It's just like your mobile phone. If you're on a call and someone is calling, until one person gets off the line, you can't speak the other line. So that same way, if there's someone on the line pranking and you have a legitimate emergency and you're calling, until that prank person is off the line, we won't be able to pick your call.
To pick your call. Wow.
I hope it makes sense.
Yes, it does.
So it's not like you call fire service and will deliberately not pick your calls because there's someone on the line who might probably have a legitimate concern or might be pranking us.
Which of the hotlines do they call?
192.
The 192. Okay,
Yes.
That's the one we know. That's the one we see on TV. So that's
and then
the one.
112.
Yeah.
You know,
oh, okay.
And then 112. Before I go, I'll give the landline to our fire master control.
Yeah.
So when you're calling the 192 and the 112 and you're facing difficulty, if you call the landline or the GOTA number, it still comes directly to our people.
Okay.
And you're assured of prompt response.
But when you get these calls, how do you distinguish it? That is it their voice or what they are saying doesn't really? What do they say?
Sometimes they call, excuse my language, excuse my French. We've had situations where people call and tell you that, oh, my wife's somewhere is on fire. Come and quench it.
Like they really call.
Some will also call you that, oh, I've been sending Momo to my auntie. I'm not getting through. What number can I?
Really?
I'm honestly, it's so funny. And
Oh,
someone would even send you on a wild goose chase, tell you that oh, there's fire somewhere. We'll dispatch our men there. They get there and then
There's nothing.
there's nothing. And you call the line, it's not going through. Or they don't pick up.
So, like, what are you doing to actually limit all these calls? I think one of the ways is you have another line.
We have other lines.
But the one we know is the 19.
Yes, and we are collaborating with the national security so that we can be able to track some of these people and take legal action against them. True. You know, because then when they are playing pranks or when they are messing up with us, there's someone whose home is burning and the fire is not waiting for us.
Yeah.
The fire is still doing what it does. You know, so it's unfortunate. That's where the being each other's keeper still comes in. Yeah. Because when you are pranking us or when you're making a fool of us, you should be mindful that that same way. I think there was one time when one of our attendants were attending to an emergency, and there was a taxi driver ahead. Ping, ping, ping. It was not giving way to our plans, not knowing that it was his house on fire, and our men were attending to the fire. You know, so now who cause some?
Yes, you delayed.
You know, like
so these things have to be adhered.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, when we blame our siren, they don't want to give way.
Give way.
You know, and we also can't say because someone's house is burning, we would knock down every car just to be able to, you know. Yeah. So it's rather unfortunate when people do not, because at the end of the day, we might be going to rescue your own home, or your auntie, your wife, your uncle, and it can affect you. Exactly.
But by you touching on kids at home, what are the preventive measures that parents or guardians, anyone can actually learn and adhere to all these protocols?
Okay, so the first thing is that you have to let kids know by hand the emergency lines. Not for pranks, but for serious emergencies.
Business,
You know, if possible, print out the emergency lines and paste them advantage points at home. Okay. Maybe you can paste them on your fridge, or maybe at the door, or maybe even in the kids' rooms. Yeah. You know, so that wherever they pass, they see the numbers.
The dining table.
The dining table, exactly. You know, they like to spend more time at the dining table, so you keep the call numbers handy, so that they're able to call in case there's an emergency. And this will help when even you as a parent are not at home, the kids know where to go. Yeah. Also, teach your kids fire drills. Fire drills. The kids have to know that when there's fires, that's why we always advise people to have what we call means of escape. You have, when you're building your houses, try and build at least 2 doors. The other door being an emergency escape. So whenever there's an emergency, if the fire is very severe here and there's another place where they can use to escape, then they use to escape. Unfortunately, in Ghana, we are more worried about security than safety. So all our windows have solid burglar proofs. Yes. So if there's fire, and you have just one exit, and the kids could have gone out through the window, the burglar proof is stopped. We had such a similar incident at Kaswa, I think earlier this year, where a teacher and the family unfortunately got bent because they were trapped in their own homes because they were burglar proof. They couldn't escape. You know, so teach your kids the drill that this is where, in case of there's an emergency, you can open this place and quickly run out. So that's one thing. Also, fire extinguishers, before we go out, still run you through fire extinguishers.
Let's be running through that because our time.
Okay, our time, all right.
Yeah.
So it's important that kids know how to use the fire extinguishers.
Yes. Or tables, yeah.
All right. Kids know how to use the fire extinguishers at home. You know, it's not magic. It's just something simple, but if they don't use it right, it could be harmful to them.
Yeah.
So as parents, if you have a fire extinguisher at home, even now, and your kids are with you, you can even try it with them now, so that the kids familiarize themselves with the fire extinguisher. Because we've had situations where a fire happens and kids get scared. So if they probably cause a fire, they only probably want to tell their parents that, oh, I made this happen. So they'll probably run away to hide under the bed, hide in a closet, and the fire gets out of hand. So if they know how to use the fire extinguisher, first you pull, pass. So the acronym is pass. Pull, aim, squeeze, and spray or spread. So you pull the safety pin. People will tell you that they have an extinguisher at home and it's not working, and that's Imia Emba, like this. It's not working.
The keys.
You know, so you need to first pull out the key. Okay, to prevent accidental discharge. So then, whenever there's fire, you aim at the seat of fire.
Okay.
Where the fire, you don't aim at the smoke. You aim at the base where the fire is actually burning. The roots, yes. Yeah. When you aim it, then you squeeze. When you squeeze, then you spread or spray.
Oh, okay.
So,
bit of noise,
Bit of noise.
Very cold.
You know, very cold.
Because
this is carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
You know, and it's very effective even for gaseous fire. So we don't fight just every fire with water. Yeah. Because then if you try fighting every fire with water, you end up killing yourself at home. Last one. So whenever there's fire, please, then it's important that you keep low. You keep low because when you keep high, when you walk or you're running, the probability of you inhaling toxic materials is very much. Kids should also learn not to play with their toys near fires, because most of these video games and toys are made with combustible materials. So when you play with them near fires, they tend to cause much more damage. So there's a lot, but
these ones are very important safety measures, so we should take notice of that. Alex, thank you very, very much for coming. Really, really appreciate your time.
It's good to be here.